In today's nail-biting true 911 calls, an ex-soldier stabs his neighbors over a parking dispute. A twisted romance ends in a brutal murder. An employee is attacked by a tiger. And a 102-year-old man gets stuck on the roof of his home for 3 days. Let's dive in. In November 2021, ex-commando Collin Reeves climbed over his neighbor's fence in Somerset, England. Once inside the home, he stabbed husband and wife Stephen and Jennifer Chappell to death as their children slept upstairs. Reeves then called emergency services to report the murders.
You're through to the police. What's the location of your emergency?
I was stabbed.
Right, when's
My
that?
neighbour's husband and the mother.
Right, where are you at the moment?
Dragon Rise.
Okay. Rise, is that Dragon Rise?
Yes.
All right, okay. And are you safe at the moment?
Yes.
Right, have you got any injuries? Whereabouts have you been stabbed?
No, not me. The neighbours.
The neighbour's been stabbed by who?
By me.
By you?
Yes.
Right, okay. And where are they? Are they in their house?
Yes.
All right, stay on the line for me, okay? How bad are the injuries?
They've both been stabbed.
Right,
times.
several times. All right, stay on the line for me, okay? Are you in your house on your own?
No, I'm with my wife, my children in bed.
All right, okay. All right, tell me exactly what's happened. Tell me exactly what's happened. Take a deep breath.
I went round
Yeah.
with a knife.
Okay.
And I've stabbed both of them.
All right, how many times?
I don't know, a couple of times each, not 2 or 3 times each, maybe.
Okay. Are they still conscious and breathing?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. All right, stay on the phone to me, okay? What's your name?
Collin Reeves.
All right, Colin. How are you spelling your surname?
R-E-E-V-E-S.
All right. And did you say your wife is with you?
Sorry?
Did you say your wife is with you?
Yes.
All right. What kind of knife did you use?
It was a dagger.
Okay. All right, just stay on the line for me, okay? We're going to get some help out there as soon as we can. All right. How long ago did this happen?
About 20 minutes.
All right. So you stabbed them both several times?
Yes.
Where's the knife now?
It's in my house.
Okay. What happened when you left? What was their situation when you left?
They were both, she was lying on the floor. She was lying on the sofa.
Right, okay. And were they awake? Were they...
No, I think they were sort of drifting
And what room were they in?
in the living room.
Okay.
The 34-year-old's wife, Collin Reeves, who can be heard in the call, said that minutes before the attack, she had told him she wanted to try a separation. The ex-royal engineer had served in the British Army between 2002 and 2017. Between 2008 and 2009, he was in Afghanistan but never spoke about what he saw there. She said he had not been the same since, and he had told her that his head's not in the right place. Collin had been working as a lorry driver. Although the families had previously had a good relationship, it had deteriorated when the Chappells got a second car and obstructed the Reeves parking space. The brutal murder was allegedly a result of this long-running dispute. 33-year-old Jennifer Chappell was stabbed 6 times in her upper chest and shoulder, causing fatal injuries to a major blood vessel in her heart. Her 36-year-old husband, Stephen, was found close to the rear door and suffered 6 stab wounds and 3 other minor injuries. The weapon used was a ceremonial dagger he had been given when he left the army in December 2017. Kaylee said she then heard screaming soon afterward the conversation about separating and saw the ceremonial dagger was missing from the frame where it was usually displayed. During court proceedings, it came to light that just 10 days before the killings, Collin allegedly verbally abused Jennifer outside her house following an earlier exchange between the victim and Kaylee. The accused admitted to manslaughter but denied murdering his neighbors, claiming he was suffering an abnormality of mental functioning at the time of the killings. Collin was convicted of murder at Bristol Crown Court on the 8th day of his trial and handed a life sentence. with a minimum term of 38 years. However, this was appealed and subsequently denied in August 2022. Do you think the court findings were fair? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video. On June 9, 2008, Travis Alexander's friends were concerned because they had not heard from him for several days. They went to his home in Mesa, Arizona, where they found him dead inside his stand-up shower.
What's going on? A friend of ours is dead in his bedroom. We hadn't heard from him for a while. We think he's dead. His roommate just went in there and said there's lots of blood. I didn't go in, but I can give you the phone to someone who went in there.
Yes, please, can you?
Hello.
Hi, so what's going on?
He's dead. He's in his bedroom.
Okay.
In the shower.
Okay. How did this happen? Do you have any idea?
No, we have no idea. Everyone's been wondering about him for a few days.
She said that there was blood. So is it coming from his head? Did he cut his head?
It's all over the place.
Is there any weapons around?
I don't know. Not that I saw.
How many people are in the house?
How many are in the house right now? Just the 5 of us? 5 of us.
Okay, I need all of you outside.
Okay.
Hold on just a moment. Okay, you're a good friend of Travis's, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has he been depressed at all? Thinking about committing suicide? Anything like that?
I don't think he's been thinking he committed suicide. He's been really depressed because he broke up with this girl, and he was all upset about that. But I don't think he would actually kill himself over that.
Has he been threatened by anyone recently?
Yes, he has. Okay. He has an ex-girlfriend that's been bothering him and following him and slashing tires and things like that.
And do you know the ex-girlfriend's name?
Do you remember? Yeah. What's his ex-girlfriend's name? Ask Taylor.
And do you know if he's ever reported it to the police?
Her name is Jodi. I don't know if he's ever reported. Hold on. Yeah. Ask her if he's ever reported Jodi to the police. Like, if Travis did. No, he hasn't reported anything about Jodi's behavior.
Okay, and you guys left the roommate. When was the last time he saw Travis? Was it 3 days ago?
You guys, when was the last time you guys saw Zach? Travis. They want to know about from the roommate.
Last time I saw him was, last Thursday or Friday?
The last time I remember seeing him was last Thursday. When was that time? Mimi saw him last Tuesday, or last Monday. She talked to him last Monday.
Okay. And everyone is out of the house. There's no one else in the house.
No one's in the house.
Okay. And what is your name?
My name is Michelle. I need to ask a friend something. Here, I'm giving the phone to me.
Okay.
Taylor.
Hi. Hi.
She's
friend business partner. Okay. And this is okay. The tub is in his bedroom.
Yeah, and I guess I didn't go in, but from what I heard, his roommate went in. There's blood in his bedroom behind the door, and then he said it's all over. And then they went in the bathroom, and he's in his shower.
Okay.
So
and his bedroom is where in the house?
It's upstairs. And if you go up the stairs, it's on the left. It's the first door on your left. It's the only door on your left.
Okay.
And it's just a big master suite bedroom up there. And she's talking to his friend right now. There's a girl that's been stalking him and things, and he's trying to. You might know some information. I hope my phone doesn't die. I'm on like 1 bar of battery. So.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to keep you on the phone until officers arrive. Either officers or paramedics arrive, okay?
Okay, I think I can hear the sirens now.
The crime scene was horrific. 30-year-old Alexander's body was severely decomposed. He had been dead for days. Excessive amounts of blood were spread throughout the main bathroom. including on the floors, walls, and sink area. But the murder was even more gruesome than the scene. Forensics determined that Alexander had been shot in the right brow with a .25 caliber gun. The bullet was found lodged in his left cheek. He had also been stabbed 27 times. And someone had cut his throat from ear to ear. Several clues were left at the scene of the crime. Investigators found a spent .25 caliber shell casing on the floor near the sink and a hair and a small latent print in blood near the bathroom hall entrance. In the washing machine, a digital camera had been run through a cycle. Alexander's friends and family immediately told police the victim's ex-girlfriend, Jodi Arias, should be questioned. On June 17th, Arias went to the Mesa police headquarters and was voluntarily fingerprinted. She also gave investigators a sample of her saliva for DNA testing. However, the woman claimed she hadn't been with the victim the day he was killed. While waiting for the lab test results to come back, investigators uncovered several shocking images on the memory card of the camera found in Alexander's washing machine. The deleted pictures were of the victim, naked in the shower just before his death. He appeared to be posing in some of them. Conversely, police said others, which were dark and grainy, were of a subject on the floor of the bathroom bleeding profusely. Timestamps on 6 other nude photos allegedly showed Arias on Alexander's bed in provocative sexual poses. An investigator wrote, Jodi was lying about not seeing Travis since April of 2008. This also proves that Jodi was the last person I can prove had contact with Travis prior to his death. 10 days after Alexander was found, police contacted Arias and questioned her about his murder. She told them the last time she saw him was April, but they had spoken on June 3rd. Arias said even though they had broken up in June the year before, they maintained a sexual relationship. On June 26th, investigators were notified that hair and a bloody print found inside Alexander's home belonged to Arias. The same day, Arias attended a memorial service for the victim. On Arias' 29th birthday, July 9th, she was indicted by a grand jury in Maricopa County, Arizona, for the first-degree murder of Alexander. She was arrested at her home 6 days later and was extradited to Arizona on September 5th. A week later, Arias pleaded not guilty. In the time since the murder, her accounts of her involvement changed repeatedly. First, she told police that she had not been in Mesa County on the day of the murder and had last seen Alexander in March 2008. In contrast, the accused told the reporter from Inside Edition that she was actually present when he was attacked by 2 intruders, a different story to an interview with the Arizona Republic just 2 weeks before. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office filed a notice of intent to seek the death penalty against Arias for the first-degree murder of Alexander. More than a year after the murder, Arias again said in a 48 hours interview that she was present when he was murdered, but she said that his death happened during a home invasion. Arias reported that the two were having fun playing with his new camera when things took a sudden turn. She described the intruders as a man and woman both dressed in black, claiming that the man had the gun pointed at her back. When the alleged intruder pulled the trigger, nothing happened, and she fled the scene. Arias said that she kept driving and never called the police. 3 years later, in August 2011, the accused decided to represent herself. The judge agreed but had Arias' public defenders, Victoria Washington and Kirk Nurmi, remain on as advisory counsel. Soon after, the judge reinstated her defense counsel when a request to admit letters that Arias claimed Alexander sent her prior to his death was denied. In the letters, Alexander allegedly admitted to being a pedophile. Those letters were reportedly forged in an effort to bolster the self-defense claims. After the ruling, Arias told Judge Stevens she was over her head. One of the public defenders, Victoria Washington, filed to be removed, and the motion was granted. In January 2012, death penalty qualified defense attorney Jennifer Wilmot was assigned to represent Arias. A month later, Judge Stevens denied the request to remove the death penalty as a punishment option. Her attorneys again claimed the act was in self-defense. Finally, in December 2012, jury selection started and a panel was chosen. 12 jurors and 6 alternates, 7 women and 11 men, were sworn in for Jodi Arias' trial. In the opening arguments, Wilmot alleged Alexander had pressured Arias into having vaginal, anal, and oral sex with him. She would bring an expert to prove it. During the trial, the couple's journey was laid out. They met in September 2006 at a conference in Las Vegas. At the time, Alexander was a 30-year-old motivational speaker and legal insurance salesman. 28-year-old Arias was trying to make it as a saleswoman and an independent photographer. the two had an instant connection and spoke on the phone every day. Court records indicate that the couple exchanged 82,000 emails. Some of these would make it to the courtroom. Before the couple was seen officially dating, Arias chose to be baptized into the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints since Alexander was Mormon. In February 2007, they began dating and broke up just 6 months later, but they maintained a physical relationship. In December, Alexander started dating another woman. He allegedly told friends that Arias was so jealous that she slashed the tires on his vehicle twice. After those accidents, his new girlfriend received a harassing email from a John Doe. Alexander suspected that Arias was responsible. However, even until March 2008, the pair visited several states together. In April, Arias moved from Arizona to California. That same month, Alexander posted a blog entry that read, "This year will be the best year of my life. This is the year that will eclipse all others. I will earn more, learn more, travel more, serve more, love more, give more, and be more than all the other years of my life combined." By most accounts, it was made to seem the relationship was one-sided, but Alexander also sent messages of sexual nature to Arias, including the one that read, "Send me a naughty picture." Not all of the conversations were friendly though. Some seemed like the pair were fighting. In May 2008, Alexander posted the last entry to his online blog. It was titled, "Why I Want to Marry a Gold Digger." It reads, in part, "I did a little soul searching and realized that I was lonely. I realized it was time to adjust my priorities and date with marriage in mind. This type of dating to me is like a very long job interview and can be exponentially more mentally taxing. Desperately trying to find out if my date has an axe murderer penned up inside of her." During the first week of June 2008, Alexander told friends that he suspected Arias had hacked into his Facebook account, and he had told her to stay out of his life forever. That's when the events leading up to his murder began. On June 2nd, Arias picked up a vehicle from Budget Rent-A-Car in California. 2 days later, she went to Alexander's Mesa home. According to court records, they had sex and took explicit photos of each other. That same afternoon, the last outgoing call was made from Alexander's phone. That evening, he missed an important business call. On June 5th, Arias visited Ryan Burns, a once budding love interest and co-worker at Prepaid Legal Services, at his home in West Jordan, Utah. 2 days later, she returned her rental car. Burns was called to testify on the 4th day of the trial. He told the court that he had a heated makeout session with Arias just a day after Alexander was murdered. He also explained how they met at a prepaid legal convention in Oklahoma in April 2008. A month later, he and Arias planned a visit to his home in West Jordan, Utah. On the day of the murder, Arias was several hours late arriving at his home. She told him that she had gotten lost and had stopped to rest. Arias had apparently dyed hair since the last time he had met with her and had cuts on her hands when she arrived. She claimed that they were from a broken glass cutting her while she was working at a Margaritaville restaurant. It later came to light that it didn't exist. Also, during court proceedings, latent fingerprint examiner for the Mesa Police Department, Heather Connor, walked the court through the crime scene photos, some of which had jurors emotional.
That is reddish-brown staining and reddish-brown substance that was inside and on top of the sink in the master bathroom.
What are we looking at there?
Those were some hair and fiber-like materials that were found around the shower stall that were designated to be collected as items of evidence. 2 is actually just indicating the hairs that you see here on the floor.
Right.
But you can see the red staining in this photograph.
And this is, what is this, the trim right here?
Baseboard trim of some kind, yes.
And there's also some staining up here, correct?
Yes.
What are we looking at?
A lower view of the victim inside of the shower stall. That's a view of some of the staining on the walls and tile floor of the master bathroom, showing the entry into the toilet room, and you can see more of the bathroom itself.
The towels that we looked at, where are they in relationship to this staining right here we're pointing to?
The towel is directly above, maybe slightly further back from that. It's hanging from that wall in the photograph.
What is that?
That is a cartridge casing that was found on the floor in the master bathroom.
And this right here is?
The bathtub in the bathroom.
And right here?
That's the shower.
And this?
That's the victim inside of the shower.
Arias testified in court that Alexander was like a ball of fury coming at me, detailing the moments leading up to the attack.
Mr. Alexander is out of the shower, correct?
Yes, he is. Or he stepped out. I don't know if he has 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but he stepped out.
Well, he needed to have been out of the shower in order for him to grab you and body slam you, didn't he?
Not necessarily.
Oh, so you're saying that he was in the shower, and from the shower he kind of reached over and grabbed you and body slammed you sideways, even though he wasn't out of the shower?
No, I said he definitely stepped out, but I don't know if he had both feet out or 1 foot out.
So when he is in the shower, he at least takes one step out, and you're far enough away so that the water's not going to be getting on the camera, right? Right?
Yes.
And in this position where his legs are open, potentially, right? Right?
Yes.
You're saying that he reaches over with one leg still in the shower, and he body slams you. That's what you say, right?
No, it's not what I said.
In May 2013, 5 years after Travis Alexander was killed, Jodi Arias was convicted of first-degree murder. 2 juries were unable to reach a unanimous decision on the death penalty. As a result, it was taken off the table. Instead, in 2015, she was sentenced to life in prison. Then in 2020, the killer appealed her conviction and sentence, arguing partly that trial publicity, including live media coverage of the proceedings, and a prosecutor's alleged misconduct deprived her of a fair trial and impartial jury. However, the Arizona Court of Appeals upheld the murder conviction and life sentence. In March 2022, an emergency operator received a devastating call from an airboat attraction guest in Southwest Florida. The caller reported that a tiger had attacked a 48-year-old employee.
Collier County 911. What is the address of your emergency?
I'm at Wooten Animal Farm, the airboat ride, and I think another guy's calling you. The man's just been attacked by a tiger. He needs a dust off.
Okay, what is the address there? Do you know?
Hang on just a second.
Okay.
What's
and
the address?
You're at Wooten Airboat?
What's the address? I have no clue what the address is. Okay, it's at Wooten Airboat Rides.
Okay.
And it's on US 41.
Okay, one moment. And he was attacked by a tiger?
Yeah. And the tiger's still in the enclosure. Everybody's safe, but you're gonna need a helicopter.
Okay.
Yeah,
is the male awake?
He's awake.
Is he breathing?
He is breathing. There's 3 gentlemen in the enclosure with him. I'm a guest.
Okay. And where is the male at? Is he still in the enclosure with the tiger?
They are still. No. He's outside of the enclosure. He got out, but the tiger got him.
Okay. One moment. Okay. What kind of injuries does he have?
Looks like he's got arm injuries. Yeah, his left arm is pretty mangled.
Okay. One moment.
His legs look okay. He's alert.
Okay, how old is he?
He looks to be about 50 years old.
Okay.
Maybe 45.
Okay, is the bleeding controlled to his arm?
I don't see any vascular bleeding, but he is mauled pretty good.
Okay. He's
in the grass, so I can't tell. But there's a lot. It doesn't look vascular to me right now.
Is it serious bleeding?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in danger of losing his arm.
Okay.
Hang on, guys. I was a combat lifesaver in the Army. You mind if I jump in? All right.
Do you have something that you can use?
I'm a combat lifesaver in the Army. I can help. Yeah.
Okay, you have something you can use as a tourniquet?
Yeah, hang on.
Okay.
Real bad bleeding. No, he doesn't have any vascular bleeding. I don't even think we need a tourniquet. We are down to the tendon, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Calm down. You're okay.
All right. What is your name, sir?
No. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay, buddy.
Okay.
And look, both arms. We're down to the tendon and the muscle.
Okay, on both arms?
We do not have any red bleeding.
Okay. So it's
nothing to put a tourniquet on.
Okay. Was he inside of the enclosure when it attacked him?
I think it looked that way, yeah. Yeah, and the tiger is still. Hey, buddy, just keep your arms still, right in front of you. Yeah, we're gonna need a dust off.
Okay, where exactly are you guys? They're on scene right now.
We're in the back. We're in the back. They're coming out to get him right now. Okay, we got a police officer on.
Yes, there's a deputy on scene, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to start. Well, let's let the police officer make the decision. I think you are going to have to send an helicopter.
Out to where he is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not from here. I'm from Alachua County, so I figured out, hey, he's probably going to need a dust off. Do we need to start looking for an LZ? Yeah, EMS will be here first, and they'll call that out. Okay, they'll figure it out. All right.
All right. Thank you, sir, for all of your help.
A Wooten's airboats on Tomiyami Trail caretaker had just finished feeding an 18-year-old Siberian tiger named Daisy when the victim, later identified as Ignacio Mabe Martinez, walked into the buffer zone of the enclosure without authorization. The tiger's caretaker told Martinez, a mechanic at the facility, that he was not authorized to be in the enclosure, but the man told him. They are both employees there and they both have the same right to be there. The mechanic reached his hand in, picked up a piece of chicken, and offered it to Daisy, who took it before dropping it and biting 2 of his fingers. She then pulled the 48-year-old's arm into the enclosure before swiping at it with her claws. A witness said Martinez reached into the pen with his right arm to free himself, but the male Bengal tiger, Daruba, bit down on it instead. The caretaker sprayed water at the animals, and Daruba released his grip, but Daisy held on, so he grabbed Martinez by the torso and pulled until he was free. First responders found Martinez lying on his back with large open wounds to both of his forearms. Meanwhile, the mechanic had no recollection of being bitten by the second tiger. He spoke to NBC News about the incident.
One tiger in my head, that one fourth.
Daisy bit his left hand after he pet her head. He tried using his right hand to beat her away. That's when Daruba clenched on.
The other tiger got the bite in that one. One tiger biting down, the other one, the right hand. I'm so crazy, I don't know what happened.
A report by FWC claimed Martinez was apparently drunk when the incident happened. He told investigators that he wanted to pet the tiger. A social worker at the hospital he was rushed to also said the victim was drunk on arrival. Additionally, Martinez's wife said she was told he had the smell of alcohol in his breath. It's unclear if the worker's blood alcohol content was tested since it was not listed in the report. Doctors were able to take care of Martinez's arms without amputating them. After some time at the hospital, he was discharged and deemed fit to head home. Neither of the animals suffered injuries. This tiger attack was the second one in the county. The first happened on December 29, 2021, when a maintenance worker had also walked into the zoo area without authorization and put his hand into a tiger's enclosure. A responding Collier County deputy found 26-year-old River Rosenquist with his arm already in the animal's mouth. The deputy tried to get the tiger to release it, but his attempts failed, so he took out his gun and shot the 8-year-old Malayan tiger, Echo. In February 2022, Rosenquist's family said a team of personal injury lawyers was conducting an independent investigation. In October 2018, a concerned neighbor placed a frightening 999 call to an emergency operator explaining how 102-year-old Ron Easton was found face down on the roof of his house next door 3 days after he went up there.
Ambulance, is the patient breathing?
Yes, he is indeed.
Is the patient conscious?
Yes, it's a little bit difficult.
Tell me exactly what's happened.
Right. I've been called to an address of Bigby-on-Sea by a friend this morning who was concerned that he'd had a report that the milk outside this elderly person's house was still there for 3 days.
Yeah.
I've come out, and the gentleman, who is 102, has obviously been up on the roof, and he's fallen, and he is up on the roof at the moment.
He's on the roof, yeah?
Yes,
102.
but he is conscious, and I can hear him breathing.
So he's still on the roof, but he's fallen on the roof, is he?
Yes, so I daren't touch him at the moment.
Are you with the patient now?
I'm at the property at the moment.
You are. How? And he's 102?
102, yes.
Okay. When did this happen?
There's 3 lots of milk here, so it's probably 3 days ago, I would have thought. He's been up on the roof all that time.
What, for 3 days?
I think so, yes.
Gosh, okay. Can you ask him that? Are you able to talk to him?
I can't get no response from him. He is breathing, but he's not talking to me.
Is he conscious or unconscious?
He will be conscious. I can hear him groaning at the moment.
Oh, right, okay.
He's got like a saw and a rake with him. I don't know what on earth he was doing. And he's obviously he's up a ladder about 8 or 9 foot, the flat roof is.
So have you actually seen him?
Yes, I've seen him.
You've been up a ladder and...
I've been up the ladder, he is there unconscious.
So when you got up there and saw him, did you call out to him?
Yes, I've shouted his name, but I got no response from him.
What position was he in then?
He's laying flat on his face.
He's lying flat on his face, okay.
So I've got today's paper, Monday's paper, and Tuesday's paper.
All right.
So I'd imagine he's been up there since Monday.
We will be there as quickly as we can as an emergency, all right?
Yes, thank you ever so much.
Okay then, bye-bye.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Ron Easton, aka Ton Up Ron, a former racing driver, was well known in the seaside town of Bigbury-on-Sea, where he lived. He climbed the Devon house's roof to adjust his television aerial, but didn't come down. Trish Bagley, who delivered the elderly man's milk and papers daily, rang his doorbell after noticing the bottles from the previous days were still on his doorstep. She said that Easton took his milk in daily, so alarm bells rang when that hadn't happened. A neighbor noticed the same and placed the call. The Southwestern Ambulance Service responded, and Nigel Toms was the first paramedic on the scene. He found Easton face down on a rake in a gully between the gable roof of his bungalow and the flat roof extension. Tom said he was in a bit of a pickle, but I reached him fairly easily and got a response. His life was definitely at risk, so he's a very fortunate man. Easton was airlifted to Derrifid Hospital, where he was in stable condition. Sadly, his family later reported that he died from the incident. For more True 911 calls, watch this episode next. You can also let me know which call was your favorite in the comments below.